Hello, everybody, and here, welcome to Trading Within the Box on October 29, 2023 here, and this is our Sunday, so we're going to go over the weeklies and market, whole week of the wrap-up of the market week. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, futures, equities, or Forex. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there. Thank you for coming here. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel if you like the content here. Okay, so now I want to go over some stuff with everybody here because we've been looking at Tesla, and we had the M formation. So now watch Tesla. We're on a weekly because we're at the end of the week here, and now we're going to go over weeklies here. Okay, so we want to give analysis on what's happening as we finish a week here. Now look at Tesla for a second. Now look at the M formation, the M formation, which is the short, come back up and then short. Now this is on a weekly basis, okay? Remember I told you a few weeks ago to be careful. Tesla was coming out with earnings, and I said be careful. If you have shares in that stock, please exit and wait and see what they're going to do. Now they did have the earnings on October 18th, and they sold it off, okay? So we had the lower high, is the high right there, and then we had the lower high. We come down, we get the sell signal right there. We go sideways, and then right there, boom, right there, that's the short right there. Okay, on a daily chart. At the close of this day, we're short. Okay, we come down. We know we have support here, and it passes support at 230.21. We come down and we hit support at 210.19. We have a little bit of a capitulation candlestick here and an indecision doji. Okay, we come down, we get the W, and let's see what's going to happen if we're going to have another break step and come down. Now, when you look at the weekly chart, look at how far down have we gone already. Okay, so we're getting a little oversold here, and we're far away from the moving average. Look at the 20-day moving average as I draw the imaginary line. So we're at a support area right there. So we could get a little bounce, and then we continue down. We could hold, get the W, the retest W, and then start heading up. That could be weeks and weeks away. So that's something that we want to keep watching. Let's go over the 2-hour chart on Tesla and see what's happening on the lower time frames. Lower time frames are going to decide which way we have the intraday trades, okay? So let's see, we had some covering right here. So we get a little bit of a signal of covering, and right here we have basing. We're basing at support, okay, for a bounce, for a possible bounce. We got a little bit of covering here, okay? So that's something that we're going to have to watch, okay? Let's go over to the S&P 500 because we want to look at what the market is actually doing, okay? And obviously we have, the sell-off in this market, and that started on July 27th, and then we had the little rot in the market, okay? We came down. Now, how many peaks do we have here on the S&P 500? We have 1, 2, and now we're going to get another peak. Okay, that's going to be the third peak heading down. Okay, so we're still in a downtrend here. Look at the sellers. Now, I want you to put your eyes down to the volume. Okay, look at the sellers compared to the buyers. Okay, look at the sell. Now, look at the buyers right here. Okay, you don't have buyers going up. Okay. You're coming down heavier than we came up last time here. Now look at the volume in this area and look at the volume here, okay? What does it tell you? The sentiment is still to the downside, okay? That's something that you're going to have to keep watching. And what does a market follow? It follows the banks. When you look at the banks, what does it do? It follows the banks as you go. 2, 3. Now we're at a fourth, pretty much almost at a fourth peak here. Now we had another sell signal Friday. Okay, we had another sell signal right here Friday on the banks, okay? Now we have a flush out of volume, so we're probably going to get a little bit, and then we're going to get a bounce, okay? We're going to get a bounce on the banks coming up. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but we're going to get a little bit of a bounce on the banks at one point. It's not going to change the trend or anything like that. Let's take the support level off here for a second so I don't confuse everybody. Okay, so now on the SMH, which is the semiconductors, let's look at the semiconductors. Now look at the sellers compared to the buyers. Look at this. Now you look at right here, look at this, then look at this. Okay, you keep looking at the trend, and then you look at the sellers amongst the buyers. We do have, as we're coming down here, we have a lot more sellers than buyers here, okay? So we had another sell signal right here the other day, 3 days ago. We had a sell signal right there and a monster sell signal right there. That's where the iceberg orders come in, where they really slam you down to the downside, okay? You know, as you hit support, you get that little bounce and you come back. They don't go straight, markets don't go straight up, and markets don't go straight down, okay? Unless you have a panic crashing, okay? And then when you do go straight up, what happens? Straight up, you pull back, okay? Right there, okay? So that's with that. Now, the IWM, which is the small caps, we want to look at because that gives us direction of what the speculators are thinking. And what are the speculators thinking here, okay? Selling, okay? A lot of selling volume, okay? We have another sell signal right here on the IWM, okay? Let's move over to Apple, because on Apple now, you know, we're trying to go over the big names here first. And Apple's weak again. Now, I remember I told you about Apple being strong in this area. Remember, this was the bull market run on Apple, okay? This is a broken market right there, okay? That's a broken market. That's a trader's paradise, but it's a broken market. This is strength. See how it keeps pulling to the moving average, and they buy. Moving average, buy. Moving average, buy. Moving average, buy. See it? Keep coming then to the 9-day moving average, buy. But when it comes to the 9-day moving average and you get the engulfings right off the 9-day, let me magnify that for everybody here. Okay, watch this for a second. Now, look, when you come back to the 9-day moving average, you came back to the 20, and you come back to the 9-day, and you get the engulfing. You get the engulfing of 9. That's even stronger. You will pull back. It's a magnet to the 20 at all times. You get the dojis, and then boom. Now you start to lose steam. As you start to see the dojis form, the little dojis right there and there and there and there, you're losing steam. There's no more buyers up here. Okay, and that's how you could tell with the candlesticks. Okay, then you come down strong, and then boom, these guys are out. Okay, and they need a catalyst to be out, the earnings. Okay, you need a catalyst, you need news, you need some kind of bad news or something to bring it down. Okay, now let's look at Apple on a weekly chart, because on a weekly chart we're going to determine, see these little lines here, don't worry about that. That was a lot of the order flow that we were putting down where the support and resistance areas were. Now look as you come up. Now on the weekly chart, you came down strong with the high volume, and now you come back up for 2 weeks on Apple, and when you come back with light volume, now you come back down, you didn't come back as strong as you did there. So we want to know if we're losing steam coming down a little bit. Now we're at a major support line right there on a weekly chart, okay? So know this, at 166.62 or in that range, you have a major support level, major buy area for a bounce, okay, for a bounce. Okay, just now it's 168.22 as we close this week. So that's something that you're going to keep looking at, and we're getting close to the end of the month. Now we go to a monthly chart, and we're at a major support level at 166.62. Okay, so that it could go down a little lower to the moving average and pass a little and then go back up. We'll see. Now we've had 1, 2, so far 3 down months on Apple, okay? So that's the 40,000 foot view as you're looking at it. That's what you want to keep doing, okay? Now let's go to Microsoft, because the whole world is a Microsoft, and what's happening with Microsoft. Now, a lot of people are a little confused here, okay? Let's take the View app off so we don't confuse anybody even more. And what's happening here. Now let's go to the weekly chart, because the daily is a little bit all over the place. What do we see on the weekly chart? Now, don't worry about the numbers here. These are order flow numbers, okay? What happens here? Now, we had earnings, and they bought. Now, for the week, we opened here, Okay, we came up to the top here. Now, what did they do? They sold it off and closed down here. Now, that shows me that there's a lot of fear in this market. What did they do? They came up into this, let's say, 345, 346 range, and they sold it off fast. Why? Because they're scared, because this market is weak, okay? And not only that, we were in supply areas right here. We're in a supply area right there. So the general public, they don't know where that is, but we do, okay? We know where it is, and I'm showing you where it is, okay? So now we get the reversal candlestick. We have a huge reversal candlestick right here, okay? Let's see if they continue the short or if we get one of these things. Now, we could get this type of thing here with the W formation and start heading up on Apple. Now, Apple had some buy ratings recently, but that doesn't mean anything. That could be a fake out, okay? That could be a fake out. So what happened is we had a lot of selling volume here, but we're holding a support level on the daily chart. So we could look for a reversal here. We got major support line right here, okay? Right here. And where is that? That's at 329.23, let's say, give or take ish, okay? So we want to see if we're going to get this type of thing here. Get a little W possibly, and then we get an engulfing, and then we're off to the races at 353.43. Now as we're watching this, we have another reversal candlestick here. We could break here. So now watch this. Let me show you a little thing here really quick, okay? Watch this area, okay, where I put the circle, okay? Now we're here, and we start break stepping, going down. Look at the volume as to where the downside, but we're losing a little steam here. We're losing a little steam, but the volume on the sell side is very, very solid, okay? We're still heading down with the stochastic down this way, okay? So the sentiment is to the downside at this point. Now, how are we going to know? We're going to move to a smaller time frame to dissect this, okay? Now, when we come down here, we could be holding this pattern right here, but we want to see, are we going to get this and then boom, the break step down to this support level or this support level, which is 322.45, okay? Are we going to get that, okay? A lot of sellers, look at Microsoft, a lot of sellers here, okay? We have a little bit of covering here, okay, when we hit the support level, but then we failed again, okay? So let's see if we're going to get to the downside here. Let's see which way they're going to break. Now, nobody has a crystal ball to tell you. If somebody says, oh, yeah, well, I know exactly what's going to happen. Okay, this thing could go either way. Okay, the volume always speaks volumes. Okay, because why? What was the sentiment was to the downside here on Microsoft. Okay, so that's something that you have to keep watching. If you go over to, let's go over to a 15-minute chart, because we're looking at that during the day trading. These were day trades, okay? This was in the aftermarket. There was the buy signal, okay? Then we came back to support level. We had another buy signal on a 15-minute chart for a day trade. This is it. Trading within the box right here. That's your trading box, okay? Then we sold off, okay? Now what's happening is we have, let's see what happens in the pre-market, okay? If we start to get this kind of stuff in the pre-market, you know, that we'll have a nice day trade again, okay, up to this area, okay? Let's see what happens, okay? That's something that we're going to have to see what happens. Let's go over to Goldman Sachs, because Goldman Sachs is the big dog on the block. And what happens with Goldman Sachs at another break step pattern to the downside. Now we have a little bit of a sideways consolidation here on the daily chart. Boom, with another monster break step. Now when they go sideways and they break, they usually go far down, okay? You get the sideways and then boom, they break. And look how far down from here to here we went, okay? And that was an incredible short. And that's what? Let's say in the 312, or you didn't get it at 312, you got it at 308. And then let's say you're getting it down to 286. That's an incredible trade. When they go down faster than they actually go up, okay? Let's look at Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, more sellers than buyers, but we have another increasing with the short here. So we have the M formation right here. We retest, and then boom, we come down. Now let's see if we get a little bit of this type of thing, and then boom, we start going down even lower. So when you're trading, the sideways movements are the accumulation right there. Then where's the commitment? Right there. Okay. You come down here. Okay. You come back up. You retest resistance. Okay. In that supply level, the commitment for the short is here and here. Okay. And increasing volume. Okay. Going down. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got the CME group. Okay. Now on the I'm going to go over gold, the GDX after this. And we're going to look at the dollar too. Okay. So now we have some big volume coming in here on going to the downside here. Okay. So let's see. Now on a weekly chart, we're still in an uptrend here on the CME group. This is long term. Okay. Each one of these bars right here. Okay. Right where I have that little arrow, right, are 1 week each. We're at support now. Now let's see as we come down. If we come down, now we get the moving average on the 20-day moving average. Then we come back up. Okay. And then let's see if that's going to be weeks away. Okay. That's weeks away. But you're still in an uptrend on the CME group on a weekly chart. Now on today, tomorrow, and next week, and right now, we have to see if we're going to hold. Are we going to hold support level right there? Okay. And where is that? That's at 206.74. Okay. Right now it's 209.03. Let's see what happens. Now, if we come past this area right here, we get this little thing going on, and we hold a little bit here, and then we start breaking, you'll see the commitment, and then we'll be down, and it'll be short down to 195.95. Okay. So GDX, let's go over GDX as promised. On GDX, what do we got going on here? Okay, now the gold shot up. Okay, this is the gold miner stock. Okay, gold shot up off support. We had accumulation down here at this level. Now I was telling you that gold was going to start reversing. I had said that about 3 weeks ago. I don't have a crystal ball or anything like that. I just knew we were at support level and we were going to start heading up, and look at the volume coming in now. Look at the volume coming in, increasing volume there. Okay, and then we have an exchange of money. Now we come to support, and what do? Now they're buying again. Okay, they're buying again. Okay, so let's look at this is the GDX. Okay, now we want to know as we go into these swing points, what are we going into? Okay, so the high here was 30.16 and 30.07. So the high from October 20th, the volume was 29.71 million shares. Okay, we're going into it with 31.5. So as we start coming up here, it's not guaranteed, but we should pass this area and head up to the 31.40 range. Okay, on GDX. Okay, we had a nice pullback, so we got a discount. We came up, we're like, we missed it. Oh, boom, pull down to support. We get the gap up. We didn't miss anything. Remember, we're in the supply area right here. They're going to take the profit and they're going to pull it back with what? Lighter volume. Okay? As you come back with lighter volume, now you're at support. Now you come here and what do you see? Boom. Right there. Incredible volume with the engulfing. Okay? So this is what now? This becomes the retest W. Right here with a much higher low. Right there. Stops and then boom. Okay? On GDX, let's look at the weekly chart. I'll go over to the dollar, US dollar, and see what's going on there. Now, on a weekly chart, we have to be careful because we're at the resistance level. So let's see, but we have a capitulation candlestick with a buy off of support right here, okay? But we're right dead into the area. So let's see if we start getting the reversal. Now, let's look at the line chart because we want to see on the weekly chart if we're getting a reversal. We could be getting this type of thing here, okay? And then, boom, we start going up, okay? Now, on a weekly chart, we're in the sweet spot. See it? Right there, heading up. So let's see what they're going to do. Now, we have to be careful. That's why we watch it every day, Okay, we want to see what they're going to do. Now, if you're confused and that's not clear enough for you, move down to the smaller time frame. We go over to the 2-hour chart. What happens in the 2-hour chart? We have a consolidation. Okay, we have a consolidation, but we don't have the volume yet. Now, on October 27th, on a 2-hour chart, what happens here? We get a buy signal right here. Boom, with the incredible volume right there. Okay, in the aftermarket, we close higher. Okay, with buying. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if we shoot up. Okay, and we'll know that as we keep intraday, watching it intraday. On a 45-minute chart, when we had pulled back down to support, we had the commitment right here. That's in a day trade, that would be the buy point right here. Okay, and then so let's just do this really quick. Let's go over an exercise here really quick on a day trade. Okay, so we come back and we have support. Okay, right there. Okay, we have a retest W right here. Okay, so now we want to test and see what's the volume like. What are we coming into it with? 1.184 million shares right at the capitulation candlestick. Now we're moving into, what did we say? Keep that in mind. 1.18 million shares. Coming back with 597,000, 213,000, and 244,000. That's a rejection of price in this area. Now we wait, and then boom. God gives us a gift right there. Okay. And we have the engulfing. We get in right here. Okay. Day trade. 28.60, let's say. And then boom, we take the profit before the weekend. Okay. Let's say at 29.21. Okay. And that's a nice little day trade. Okay. For let's say a few hours. Okay. And then where do you go? Always know where you are, because right now you're in a supply area. So it's got to come back. It's far away from the moving average. So you're far away from the distance from here to here. It's got to pull back, okay, and get this recock, and then see when the volume kicks in, where is this volume coming in? And the volume's nice to break this area right there, because you're going into that area with lighter volume. Going into with stronger volume into this area, which had lighter volume, I meant, okay, and that should break through, okay. That's anything could happen at any time, but that's what I'm showing you on the technicals, how things work. Let's go to the U.S. dollar, and right now the U.S. dollar is the same situation that Apple had a little bit. What did it have? It had a bull run, right there. See the channel? Right there. Now what's happening? We're getting into a distribution area. Okay? We're getting into distribution area. So that could drop very soon as gold goes up. Okay, let's see what they're going to do with that. Silver, let's go over silver right now. And silver is strong. It looks just like the gold. Comes off support with an engulfing. Okay? So that's something that we're going to have to keep watching. Okay. FCX, which is copper. Let's go over copper. And copper's weak. Okay. So that's something that we want to keep looking at. Let's go over to 20-year Treasury bond. Okay. 20-year Treasury bond is right now basing. Okay. Basing with accumulation. Okay. Look down here. Okay. Right there. And now look here. Look at the accumulation that's coming in here. We have some accumulation and we have a little basing. Here. Look at this. Now we do have a lower low. Let's see what happens here if we just hold, and let's say we're trading within the box, and then we start to get a trend change. Okay, that could very well happen. TBT is the short version of the 20-year Treasury bond, okay? So it's something that we'll have to keep watching as we keep going along here.